Today, we're going to go through Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. Digital minimalism has significantly made me more focused and productive in my everyday life. See you later to my TikTok addiction. We're going to talk about the tricks and tips to help you take control of your phone use, transform your productivity to help you get shit done. The 5 big ideas. We'll talk about these 5 big ideas from this book to help you take control of your phone use. Keep watching to find out what they are. 1. Digital minimalism. Digital minimalism is where you focus your online time to a small number of optimized activities that strongly support the things you value and then happily miss out on everything else. For example, we value being able to call our friends online, but do you value mindlessly scrolling through Facebook and shown advertisements from companies that just want your money? It should be up to us to how we use our digital time, rather than our digital devices using us. Was my screen addiction really because I'm lazy? Or is there something bigger at play here? Cal Newport states, people don't succumb to screens because they're lazy, but instead because of billions of dollars have been invested to make this outcome inevitable. The attention economy describes the business sector that makes money gathering consumers' attention and then repackaging and selling it to advertisers. Do you really think that they have your best interests at heart? Absolutely not. What if I told you that checking for likes is the new smoking? That's the technological addiction. Addiction is where we do an action for its rewarding effects, and then repeat those behaviors despite the detrimental consequences. This addiction perfectly describes our relationship with our devices. Tech companies encourage the behavioral addiction through 1. Intermittent positive reinforcement, and 2. The drive for social approval. Looks pretty grim for us non-tech giants, but we can implement digital minimalism to reclaim our power. These are the digital minimalism principles. 1. Cluttering creates an overall negative environment with too many devices and apps. This negative cost is not worth the small benefits that each individual thing brings. 2. Think about how you use the technology you value. For example, I find that YouTube is great for things such as learning, cooking, recipes, and music. However, I can easily be sucked into the dark side of YouTube and spend many unproductive hours there. 3. Significant satisfaction from being intentional about how we use our technologies. Being in control of our devices feel good rather than being enslaved by them. 2. Digital declutter. A practice in which you define your technology rules, take a 30-day break, and then reintroduce technology. There are 3 steps to the digital declutter process. 1. Put aside a 30-day period which you will take a break from optional technologies in your life. In some cases, you'll stop using the optional technology, while in other cases, you might have rules on exactly when and how you use the technology. Write this down and put it somewhere where you'll see every day. 2. Explore and rediscover activities and behaviors that you find satisfying and meaningful during the 30-day break. You'll probably find that the first week or 2 of your digital declutter to be difficult, and you'll fight urges to check these technologies. These feelings, however, will pass and will prove useful at the end of the declutter. You want to arrive at the end of the declutter having rediscovered the type of activities that generate real satisfaction, enabling you to confidently craft a better life. I rediscovered my passion for reading and have really enjoyed reading non-fiction books. 3. Reintroduce optional technologies at the end of the break, starting from a blank state. For each technology you introduce, determine what value it serves in your life and how specifically you will use it to maximize this value. 3. Solitude deprivation. A state in which you spend close to 0 time alone with your own thoughts and free from inputs from other minds. To practice solitude, practice leaving your phone at home, taking long walks, eating without distractions, and writing letters to people, maybe even to yourself. Have some time for yourself to really get in touch with your inner self. 4. The social media paradox. Researchers show that the loss of connection triggers the same systems as physical pain. Therefore, social media is either making us lonely or bringing us joy. Hence, the social media paradox. The small boosts you receive from posting on a friend's wall or liking their latest Instagram photo can't come close to compensating for the large loss experienced by no longer spending real-world time with that same friend. To succeed in digital minimalism, you have to balance between real-world encounters and conversations between online interactions. 5. The Bennett Principle. A practice in which you prioritize demanding activity over passive consumption. Use skills to produce valuable things in the physical world and seek activities that require real-world, structured social interactions. If you begin decluttering the low-value digital distractions from your life before you've convincingly filled in the void they were helping you ignore, the experience will be unnecessarily unpleasant. Do the things that make your life enjoyable. The 5 big ideas. 1. Digital minimalism. 2. Digital declutter. 3. Solitude deprivation. 4. The social media paradox. 5. The Bennett Principle. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe. See you next time.